Welcome back to this video, grade 12s. Today we're going to take a look at question 10 of this question paper. By number A, it gives us the equation of g of x, and then it says determine the coordinates of the x-intercept of the graph of g in terms of a and k. So if we look at where x is, it is in the exponents. That means that we have an exponential graph. If we want to get into the exponents to solve x, we need to have the same base numbers. That's the one option, but not possible here because we don't have any actual numerical values, or we can use log to do this. So the first thing that I would do is I would bring the a to the power of negative x to the left-hand side, and then I would take g of x to the right-hand side. The goal is to get x alone. So now I'm going to use logs. For logs, the rule is that the exponent equals log of its base number and then the number on the other side of the equal sign. And then the last problem is to get rid of the negative. So we're just going to divide that to the other side. And then it leaves us with this. So we can't simplify that any further, and that is then the final answer. The next part says we now need to sketch this graph of g if a lies between 0 and 1. That means that it is a decreasing graph, and then we also have k must be greater than 2. So the first thing that I would do is I would put in the asymptote over here, and I would show that this is 2 on the y-axis, because k, if we look at the equation, is in the place of the asymptote. Then we also have a negative in front of the a value, which means the graph reflected over the x-axis. And for it to be a decreasing graph, we would now just show that the graph is going in a downwards direction. So remember that when we draw graphs or any functions, we always start from the left. So if it's a decreasing graph from the left, we want to draw it downwards to the right. Then in the next part of this question, it tells us that the equation of f is given, and it now asks us if f is a function, and we need to explain. So if we look at the x values, then we will notice that there is only one y value for each x value. And that means that yes, it is a function, because we only have, because there's only one y value for each x value. So if we had more than one x value with the same y value, or more y values for one x value, then it would have not been a function. And then the second question asks us to give the domain of the inverse. So f to the power of -1 we know means inverse. That means all the y parts of the coordinate for f will then become the x part. So all of these are x parts of the coordinate. And then we can just list them. So then we're going to say that the domain in curly brackets, because it's specific values that they give us, we can now just list all of the x values from the top there. And then the last part of this question says we need to determine p if f is equal to p, but f is where we find 2 in the inverse. That means if we were looking at the inverse, the y values would actually be the x values. So we are looking for a coordinate where the y value is 2 in the original graph, because that would have meant that x is 2 in the inverse. So the first thing that we're going to say is, for the inverse where x is 2, then y would have been -1. So if we now swap x and y around to get back to our original graph, then we would just swap the x and y values around, and that means that p is equal to 2.